Portugal, one of Europe's oldest countries, played a vital role during the Europe's age of discoveries and exploration. In this video, we will look at the important part that Portugal took in Europe's exploration during the 14th century. The Age of Discoveries and Exploration is the name of an important era in world history, which began in the early 14th century. European countries are competing for the best-selling commodity in the global trade, spices. The Portuguese began systematically exploring the Atlantic coast of Africa in 1418. Under the direction of Henry the Navigator, the Portuguese developed a new, much lighter ship, the caravel, which could sail farther and faster. After procuring the new caravel ship, Henry was responsible for the early development of Portuguese exploration and maritime trade with other continents through the systematic exploration of Western Africa, the islands of the Atlantic Ocean, and the search for new routes. Portugal's exploration after Henry the Navigator was led by a new figure in the second half of the 14th century, where new challenges arose, the king himself, John II. During his reign, trade routes linking Asia and Europe were being developed. The Caribbean islands were reconnoitered by Christopher Columbus, and much of Africa's coast were explored. This period is credited as being the beginning of globalization and the onset of Europe's colonization of faraway lands. John II was one of the first world players. He famously restored the policies of Atlantic exploration, reviving the work of his great-uncle Henry the Navigator. The Portuguese explorations were his priority in government. Portuguese explorers pushed south along the known coast of Africa with the purpose of discovering the maritime route to India and breaking into the spice trade. During his reign, Portugal made various achievements. In 1488, Bartolomeu Dias reached the Indian Ocean by crossing the Atlantic Ocean. He became the first European navigator to round the southern tip of Africa and to demonstrate that the most effective southward route for ships lay in the open ocean, well to the west of the African coast. His discoveries effectively established the sea route between Europe and Asia. The next crucial breakthrough was also in 1488 when Bartolomeu Dias rounded the southern tip of Africa, which he named Cape of Storms. Soon the cape was renamed by John II as Cape of Good Hope because of the great optimism engendered by the possibility of a sea route to India, proving false the view that the Indian Ocean was landlocked. In 1498, a Portuguese expedition led by Vasco da Gama reached India by sailing around Africa, opening direct trade with Asia. Vasco da Gama was the first European to reach India by sea, having found a route around Africa. On May 20, 1498, he arrived at Calicut. He opened a path for Indian spice trade to Europe, and Portugal became the first country to introduce many new products to Europe, such as medicinal drugs, antidotes, and valuable spices. In 1519, Ferdinand de Magellan was searching for a western sea route to Asia. Although he died in the Philippines, his ship continued to sail without him and made it all the way back to the Iberian Peninsula. He became the first European to cross the Pacific Ocean, which he named that way. His expedition also shed light on a few crucial facts, such as the hitherto unsuspected vastness of the world. Portugal may be a small country, but its contributions to the world have been huge.